till now it's implemented that the user can register itself and log in. Now it's time to log out the user, and before that we want to save their token also. So first make a entity class, make a table for token, and I have copied some from user, like ID, and this table has string, this is private access modifier, and the variable name is token. Second one is private token type, and make this and this token type as enumerated, so annotate with enum type, and type is string. Third one is I also track expired, but this type is boolean. Now I also track revoked, for user, like I want to implement feature only single token for a single user. So how I can check? By this expired and revoked. And this table has also user, because it saves user ID of the particular user. So I want to relate as a relation from many to one. Sorry, many to one, and join column, join with which column? User ID. I don't use here Lombok, so make constructor using superclass, make constructor using fields, and then getter setter, select all, then generate. And one thing left at this token type, I want to make this token type as enumerated, and in which package? Same, in entity package. And this token type has only one string, which one is bear, bearer. Now save, close this. I think this one thing is left, that annotate with entity1. Now this class has also finished, so save and then close. This user is also, then close, and first run is that any table created or not in a database. So Spring Boot, there is no error. Now I can check Spring Boot. Yes, this token table is created and the user table. And if you want to see their structure, then you can check here. And this one is created by the binary. By the Spring Boot from JPA. It's only track their unique ID, next unique ID. So this is an extra one, so don't mention this one. Okay, now my entity is created. Not take authentication controller. If user register itself in authentication service, then here I want to make what? Make a method to save this token. Then I think here all is same. After that, if I received token, then make method save user token and pass save user and JWT token. This token I have, but how I can get this? So then simply get this variable save user. Now create this method. I want this method below this authentication. This returns nothing, so method type is void. And here you can you can see that here I use variable. But if you don't want, then simply you want which type this variable get, which type it's returned. So it's written as a user object. So you can write this one or simply this. So there is a no problem. Another. So here is reduce your complexity, that how which one I want to return. Save user. Here write your logic to save token. First make object of token class, variable name is token, new token, and I don't want from constructor, I don't want to save from constructor, so simply I use, I think it import another package token. Yeah, simply remove and again import from this entity class. I save the value from getter setter. So make first a object of empty constructor, then call variable name, then setter. First I want to set user, so I get this user. I want to name different variable. Now save set token which I received from argument, not token, set type, token type. Token type is I get from enumeration bearer, and token dot set revoke. I want to set first as a 0 value, so I pass false, and expiration same as a 0 value, so I pass as false. Then call token not this one. Then call token repository, but before I want to make this repository, and where I want this repository in a repository class. Class name is token repository repository. Token repository. Okay, I have a class, I have a model, or I have an entity of token, but this is not the class, this is interface. So this repository can extend JPA. If this is a class, then not able to extend JPA repository. First, to extend JPA, first make a interface, then extend, and pass as class and type of ID. Data type is long. First method is return list of all token, not this one. Java util token from entity, and method name is find all valid token by user. This help when you have a multiple token saved in token table. Then this method is help you. Then second one is optional for find token, because this returns as an optional. Find by token, string token. Third method is for find by user ID, and argument take as because I received user ID as a argument, user ID. And type 1 is long user ID. Prevent from any error, simply name this variable as a this one, exact copy of this. And one thing, this method is a custom build, so I write custom query for that also. Query, and I write custom as a MySQL query, then simply return as a value in a string, and if you write direct without any concatenation, then simply here take as 3 string, means 3 double quote, and here also. Then simply you can write here your query, select T from this token class, means this table, and alias as T in a join with table user. If you think that you write, you can mistake in alphabet, then simply copy and paste. This is escape character, you can use also, otherwise if you don't, then simply leave as a space. If not, then it shows your error while making this query. So to prevent this, I use this escape, and which user have a, I also make as alias, and the user has a ID with this ID which I received, this one. Now put condition where user dot id is equal to id, this one which I received, and token table as expired column which is equal to false, or token table as a column revoked which is also equal to false. Then escape. This spelling should be matched your token class, not this one. I think there is also import different class token from your repository, your entity class. Here is revoked and expired. Expired. Okay, I think this repository has finished their work. Only 3 methods have now come on. Authentication service method. This authentication service. Now here pass your repository private token repository pass is here also. Now you can call this method where, yes, you can save now in token table, token repository dot save all the values token. Now your token is saved. And one thing also, add that I write a method for revoke. This is also written void because nothing written. Revoke all user token. This method is helping in when user get logged in. Tokens user pass user. Yes, yeah. First valid user token. Get all valid user from token repository and call the method which you write before. Find all valid token pass user ID. Because this method has a column name with user ID, from that ID it receives all the tokens which one is valid and check. If valid user token is empty, if nothing found in token table, then simply return otherwise. If not, then loop on all tokens. I use lambda here, set expired as true and set revoked as true. After setting all the values, invalid user token, then call token repository and save all at a time. Valid BALID user USCR token, this one. So this method to save all the tokens, list of all tokens which have value 0 turn as to 1. Then save. When you register the user, then it's saved. Now you can check is it working fine or not. User already present, so I register with another one. Okay, first I want to empty this table. Now I have a not anyone user. I have a 0 user. Now register with 1. I got token and check on table. This user is registered. Now if you check your token, then yes, token tab error user 52. If you check your user ID, then yes, this ID is 52 and their token is here saved. And revoked and expired, all two of them is 0. Now it's time to log in. For login, I want to here for login user first revoke all user tokens means simply wait a minute, yes, yeah, user. First it turn as 1 and then add a new entry with expired and revoke value of 0 and then call again this method save user, but this save user as a value of user. Now save, no error. If I log in with same user, login, they give me error forwarded because I not mention here login, then I can register. Yes, I received another token, and if you check database level, then you have a new entry and previous one has expired and revoked value is changed 0 to 1. A new entry is received. And first, yes, you get entry, but how you check that this user token is working fine or not? So you can make another controller where after logging or registration user can access the URLs. So I make a dashboard, DSHBOA dashboard controller, here dashboard controller. First I stop the server and dashboard controller, I copy this one and simply pass as auth, because because in configuration package here, security configuration, you can check here that only this URL can permit by the Spring security, but other than that they should be authenticated from JWT. So I use here auth, and this one is get mapping, because simply I want to see get mapping. This method one is public and I want as JSON, so use response entity. I send only string though access though strn, so I use string here and method name dash board dashboard, and here you can now return simply response entity dot okay body, that this is user dash board dashboard. Now if you can check the URL, here I already write the URL auth and dashboard. If I this one is previous I checked, so if I checked with this one, then this give me, because my server is not running, so it gave me this error. First I start my server. Here my server is running, and now if I go to dashboard and then done, then simply it give me forbidden, because this JWT is not a valid token. So I copy from here, and then now authorization I use bearer token, then this one, and if I get okay, copy paste, okay, now leave it as first I write, then I will check. Okay, here I can write, because this URL is not matching here. Here I use dashboard, so in get mapping you mention the URL. Now save. I think it's not working fine. If I check, yes, this gave me a 200, and if I remove this token, then give me a 403. Or if you use another token, then it's also give 403. So dashboard part is also completed. Now time to log out. Controller, but here I use one thing, that you can see here, every time if a user login itself, then there is a new entry, every new entry add a new entry in a database. So it's occupy your database memory. To prevent this, I use a logic here that only a single user have has add in a token. So when login method is called, I simply pass a user ID also from here. opt I get ID from here. opt.get.id. Okay, this give me error because where I called only there are one argument present. So authentic call this and here long then user ID, spelling mistake, USER ID. I want in caps then. Okay, and after that here you revoking the tokens and then after saving. So for saving condition I want to write a logic. First I want all tokens, get token from token repository, find by user ID, and I pass here user ID. By giving me this error, oh, I write find all, but this is not a method. Find by user ID, and when you click then this method is called, and here take as a parameter user ID. So in this variable I received, then check if this variable has a value, means not empty, not null, then simply get token set expired as false. Now I again set as false expired and revoked, and set a new token which I get from when a user logged in. TOK token JW token, and then save token repository dot save get token, means this one is updated from here. And revoke all the token here. First revoke, then find token, and if the user is first time login, then this method is called for first time user. Okay, if I run then it give me error because in table I have a multiple records with the same user ID. So first empty this table, now I have a 0 record, and when you log in with the user then it's give a some unique ID. Okay, this one is 0, and then again if you enter, if you log in multiple times then it's only a simple single row added. Now your login and logout all features are implemented. It's time for logout. For logout there is some changes need to be done, like first one is token authentication filter configuration authentication filter. But before I want to write a service related to logout class logout logout service. This is a class which name is logout service, and this implement I also first stop the server, then implement logout handler, and this handler is come from where, which package, Spring Framework Security Web Authentication Logout Handler. Okay, now implement unimplemented methods. If this method is override, and one thing add that this is a service annotation. If you don't add this service annotation, then it gives you some error related to constructor. I will show first. I write, and here I also call my repository token repository, token repository, and call method, because this one is a private, so can't access. We can access through constructor. Logout service, here call your token repository, now you can call your method. First I refactor this, and after that I make some variables, which one is final string string, and variable name is not this one, auth header, and I get from request get header authorization, means this values get from URL authorization, then final string JWT, and if first we check if auth header is null, if don't have any value, or auth header start with, not start with, BARER, bearer. If both two of them condition is true, means auth header is null and not start with bearer, then simply return, nothing can do. Otherwise do something like if first which I make a variable JWT, this variable get some values from auth header like token substring, and start with from where, after bearer get all the values, and make a new one stored token repository, find by token JWT. If a token is fine, then get, otherwise null, or else null. This variable receive two things: if a token present, then get the token, otherwise value is null. If stored token has a value, means not null, then simply store token set expired true means logout. When logout, then change these values as true. Revoke, not this one. Set revoked, revoked true. Okay, then save the values. Token repository dot save store token. Now value is saved one. I think this service has finished their work. Now write logic in security configuration. In security configuration, call third one, which is private logout handler. This is come from Spring Framework Security. Logout handler. You can check here that this is come from authenticate and logout handler. Okay. Logout handler. Then after that, from where add filter before, and before course I want to write logic for logout and logout for logout. I pass an argument, use lambda logout dot logout URL. I use the same URL and last I simply write logout. This is a custom URL and logout success. If you're using front end, then simply you can redirect here and mention the URL where you want to redirect, and after logout success handler pass the request response authentication. But that all these one come as an argument. Called security context holder dot clear all the context, and after that add logout. I'm using security 3.1, so the structure of this is like, and if you're using 3.1, then simply you write all these things like this. So I control Z and logout handler, this call that one, and one thing also you can pass here. This paste logout handler. Okay, leave it as it is. Build. I think logout functionality has finished, but before that I first want to check I read the logic here. Yes. Okay, delete the authentication filter. First call user detail, then call private token repository and simply username. We get the username and check after user detail. Find here we check that where is token valid. Token repository dot find token jwt, then run a map function map method and check not is expired is true and not t dot is revoked. If I get this value, then or else give a false, and if values get received true or false, then simply pass here. It's also check this condition. Okay, now if I run, it's running fine. And if you don't write like anything, if you don't use any annotation like an at the rate component or repository, like first I delete this one and save, then after compiling, like you can see this error. Consider defining a bin of type authentication logout handler in your configuration. So if you're facing such type of error, then check that you use all the annotation. And now if I check again, this is login. Here is a value 001, and if I use here as a bearer token, then it give me access, and if I log out, then give me 200. Okay, no error. And check your database, this value is not changed, there is some issue. So security context API v1 auth logout API v1 auth logout. Here is all things are right. Application configuration. No, there is no need to add. Here also there is no need to add logout service. You can write all the things right here. Token, first call this one token repository. Okay, first I will check now. Close, clear, and I also clear this one user empty. My both table is empty, and first I make copy simply empty. Then first register with one user, login. First I register, then it is successfully registered. You can check here, user here, and if you registered, okay, this uses all tokens. So if you then it's also give a null 200 because it's time when it searches from database, then it's simply null, return as a null. If I use another token which I received from after login, then okay, yes, it's working fine. Now you can check that this value is changed, and now if you access the in dashboard, it's give me a 403 forbidden. Now if you again log in, it's give me another new token, and if you want to access dashboard from previous token, then again it's give 403, and if you clear and then put your new token and hit enter, then you can see your dashboard, and this token is also a previous one. So if you log out, then it's give me as 200 status, that is okay because we pass as a null, and null is also a valid one, so it simply give me a 200 of status. And if you check their value is 0. And now if you check, okay, 200 status giving logout, nuts value to change. And if again you want, if you access the dashboard, let's give you a positive error. Nuts your or URL and registration, login and logout functionality working fine. So thank you. If you think that this video is valuable for you, then please hit like, subscribe and share this video. Thank you.